The plot thickens. Word on the street is that three remarkable Russian ships, accompanied by a nuclear powered submarine, are primed to grace the shores of Cuba this very week for some good old fashioned military exercises, stirring up a storm of anxiety across the US. This grand spectacle unfolds against the backdrop of Uncle Sam's persistent meddling in Ukraine, despite Russia's not so subtle warnings to back off. It's a strategic power play by Russia, a flexing of military muscle on America's doorstep in response to Western support for Ukraine. Others worry it could be a test of US resolve, a way to gauge American response time and capabilities. Cuba finds itself in the spotlight once more, with Russia flexing its muscles in the Caribbean this summer. It's like a reunion of old allies and newfound tensions all rolled into one spicy cocktail of geopolitics.
Welcome to TFI Global, the antidote to mass delusion.
Three Russian ships and a nuclear powered submarine are about to make waves in Cuba this week for some serious military exercises in the Caribbean. According to the reports, this is Russia's way of saying, "Hey, Uncle Sam, ease up on the meddling otherwise." Cuba is basking in the glow of being a trusted communist ally since the Cold War. These drills are like a giant postcard to the US telling them to get out of Eurasian affairs. Now, before you start stocking up on canned goods and building bunkers, relax. These exercises aren't deemed a threat to the US as of now because they are regular exercises, pre-planned bilateral defense exercises that nations hold. But just to be safe, the United States also sent their ships to play tag with the Russian vessels. Imagine the scene. Russian ships, sleek and imposing, gracefully glide into the bustling port of Havana, their presence casting a shadow of uncertainty over the faces of US officials. Three mighty vessels, accompanied by the ominous shadow of a nuclear-powered submarine, prepare to embark on a series of military exercises in the blue waters of the Caribbean, with one of them to give a ceremonial salute of 21 salvos to Cuba for their continuous support to Russia. Talk about making an entrance, as Russia sends a clear message to its adversaries. Russia is not stopping there. They have got grand plans for air and naval exercises in the Caribbean over the coming weeks. It will feature long-range bombers and is the first simultaneous air and naval maneuvers by Russia in the Caribbean since 2019. It's like a military fiesta, Caribbean and Russian style. Now, don't go running for the hills just yet. The US has its eagle eyes fixed on the developments, but they are not losing sleep over it. The US has also deployed some ships in the Caribbean, as US popular phrase is now guiding them. That is, caution is better than the cure. The Russian ships might make a pit stop in Venezuela, just a casual detour to expand its influence in the region, while also gathering support for BRICS nations. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? Remember the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. The US stumbled upon Soviet missile launch sites in Cuba and things got really dicey. After 13 days of nail-biting tension, the crisis was averted with a sweet deal to remove the missiles. Fast forward to today, and we've got Russian exercises showcasing military prowess and geopolitical prowess. But fear not, dear friends, it's all fun and games, no nuclear showdown in sight. Cuba is again in the hot seat, with speculators cheering for another Cuban crisis. But this time, it will be without a nuclear threat, as both Russia and US have agreed not to cross the nuclear threshold in the Caribbean. But still, US is getting ants in its pants, with Russia getting so close to to its neighbors. The Caribbean's about to get a taste of some good old-fashioned military maneuvers and courtesy of Russia. And remember, in global politics, it's all about flexing muscles without breaking a sweat.